Good evening and welcome to Ukraine Brief. I'm Diana Skaya. Today marks 1,476 days of Russia's full-scale invasion of Ukraine. And here is the latest news of the day. Russian strikes across Ukraine continue to target civilians and infrastructure. Over the last day, at least 4 people have been killed and another 6 wounded. Now, this morning in the Donetsk region, Russian forces reportedly dropped 3 guided bombs on Sloviansk. The attack claimed the lives of at least 4 people, while at least 20 more were injured. More than 10 buildings and other city infrastructure were damaged or destroyed. In the eastern city of Nikopol, Russian attacks reportedly targeted a police station and cars. As a result, 5 police officers and 1 civilian were injured. 1 officer was reportedly left in critical condition. At least 10 people were injured as a result of Russian overnight drone attacks on the Dnipro region. Local authorities reported that Russian forces shelled multiple settlements and launched drone attacks. Strikes against the Kharkiv, Sumy, and Kherson regions of Ukraine injured at least 23 more people. Now, speaking to journalists today, President Zelenskyy said that Kyiv has sent air defense experts to Qatar, Saudi Arabia, and the United Arab Emirates amid Iranian drone attacks. This comes after Ukraine reportedly dispatched specialists to a U.S. military base in Jordan. A Saudi Arabian arms company has reportedly signed a deal to purchase Ukrainian interceptor missiles. Reports have also surfaced that Ukraine and Saudi Arabia are preparing a larger arms deal. Ukrainian newspaper Kyiv Independent, citing a source in Ukraine's defense industry, said that the wider agreement between Riyadh and Kyiv could be finalized as early as this week. The revelation comes as Iranian drones continue to target Gulf states. In turn, these states have relied heavily on American Patriot missiles to down the drones. Last Thursday, the United States also asked Ukraine to send its drone interception technology to the Middle East. Now, while President Zelenskyy agreed, Axios reported today that the Ukrainian technology was actually offered to the U.S. last August. At the time, American officials dismissed the offer, with 2 U.S. officials later telling Axios that the move was a tactical miscalculation. Now, speaking about the impact of the war in the Middle East, Antonio Costa said Russia is benefiting from rising oil prices as global focus shifts away from Ukraine.
So far, there is only one winner in this war: Russia. It steadily undermines Ukraine's position by flouting international law. It gains new resources to finance its war against Ukraine as energy prices rise. It profits from the diversion of military capabilities that could otherwise have been sent to support Ukraine. And it benefits from the reduced attention to the Ukrainian front as the conflict in the Middle East takes center stage.
Hungary continues its political standoff with Ukraine. The government in Budapest adopted a resolution on Monday evening ordering the seizure of funds detained last week from vehicles belonging to Ukraine's Oshad Bank. Now, Hungary has ordered that these seized assets remain confiscated throughout the duration of an investigation by the National Tax and Customs Administration. This probe was ordered to take place within 60 days from yesterday's resolution. The Hungarian government has alleged that Ukraine intended to use the funds to finance the Hungarian opposition. Kyiv rejected Hungary's allegations, saying that the funds were being legitimately transferred to Ukraine. In yet another snub to Kyiv today, Hungary's parliament adopted a resolution by majority vote to oppose Ukraine's accession to the European Union. Today's resolution also outlines opposition to further EU financing of Ukraine's defense. A United Nations report released today found Moscow's deportation of Ukrainian children to Russia amount to crimes against humanity. Written by the Independent International Commission of Inquiry on Ukraine, the report detailed the fate of 1,205 Ukrainian children abducted from 5 regions. The UN noted that the Russian authorities removed these children, citing supposedly temporary evacuations. However, the report found that 80% of the children have yet to return to Ukraine. Kremlin authorities have also reportedly focused on long-term placements of Ukrainian children in Russian families and state institutions. Ukrainian parents are often not informed of their children's whereabouts. The UN concluded that the crimes committed against the Ukrainian children have irreversible consequences. And that's all for this edition of Ukraine Brief here on TVP World. I'm Diana Skaya. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you here next time.